Yeah, with Papa you be no, 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 no. Cause Mama you be no, 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 no.
The very first time I came to Accra, I remember clearly how I felt. My very first impression, the first feeling I felt, it was like, this feels familiar. This feels like home. This feels the same. It didn't feel like I was in another whole new strange place. It felt very familiar for some reason. That was my very first impression. I've had a few months to live here, so this video is me documenting my first impressions, what it's been like living here, the things I've noticed, good and bad, in case anybody is looking to come here or visit here or move to this place to live. I just hope that this video shares a little bit of light as to what to expect, what I have seen, what I have noticed. And yeah, let's get into it. As I already mentioned, this place feels very familiar to me. Just for the background, my name is Sky. I'm Nigerian. I've lived in Lagos, Nigeria practically all my life, and this is the first time I'm living or even coming to stay in Accra. Like, the first time I came here in February was the very first time I ever came to this place. So it was all this is new to me, or all this was new to me. So I was saying that this place felt and still feels very familiar. As a Black African, West African person, Nigerian person, Ghana is not strange to us, to many of us. So people here look like me, people here feel like me, even though we don't speak the same language. Like, they have multiple languages here, just like how we have in Nigeria. I kind of felt like it's familiar because English is like the commonly spoken language here, even though there are a few local languages like Twi, and of course they have their own pidgin English, which is different from Nigerian pidgin English. The languages sound like anything you could hear in any part of Nigeria. I'm from the southeast, so some languages that I hear in this place and it sounds like something an Edo person would speak or a Delta person would speak in Nigeria. As far as the pidgin goes, I was saying that it's very common, right? It's different, but at the same time it sounds like you can understand. If you know Nigerian pidgin, you can understand Ghanaian pidgin if you put your mind to it. Of course, there's some many a times I'll just be out and about, and when they're speaking language or the pidgin, I'll just get lost. I'll just try and follow a few words, but I get lost for the most part. Let's say, for example, how we say naso in Nigerian pidgin. Here they will say ibiso. So it's very common in that sense, but at the same time it's kind of different. If you're not from this part of the world and you're visiting, I don't think you have any issues because English is spoken practically everywhere. Like, it's an English speaking country, lingua franca, everything. Official language here is English, so you won't have any issues at all, whether coming here as a tourist or integrating as part, living here full time like I am doing now. As far as the people go, compared to us, people say, oh, Nigerians are very hyper or very aggressive. And even though most people talk about it in a negative light, I have come to know, or I've always believed that it's not necessarily like a negative thing. People are a result of where they're from. If you're Nigerian or you live in Nigeria, it's a very tough country, you guys. I'm not making excuses for some of our excesses, but I believe that every country, every people, every tribe have their own issues, just like how Nigerians will have. So compared to Ghanaians that I've experienced here, I would say that here the people are a little bit chill. They're like not as forward or outwardly aggressive like the average Nigerian is. And this is not to say Nigerians are bad or Ghanaians are bad or whatever. It's just a slight difference that I've noticed in the personalities as a collective, Of course, individuals will have their own peculiarities and their behaviors, but as a people, the vibe here is a little calmer, at least compared to Lagos. So everything I'm saying here, you guys, is from the point of view of Lagos and Lagosians. So people are really chill out here, compared to Lagos, where there's a lot of grit and rushing and aggression, and it's a very tough country, like I said. So naturally Nigerians are a little maybe tougher. The flip side of this laid backness that I've noticed is that for someone like me, I'm actively trying to network and meet people for work and business purposes. It's been challenging because the very moment they see you and they hear that, oh, you're Nigerian, sometimes you get this vibe that, oh, okay, there's a little bit of caution maybe, and I get it, people have their biases, but I mean, coming from a Nigerian point of view, where Nigerians are a little bit more like very social and out there and welcome everybody, and like we're really open, and we don't really have a lot of let me say reservations towards non-locals. Here I feel that reservation sometimes, and I absolutely get it, and it's totally understandable because Nigerians are I don't know if they feel the same way or if the vibe is the same with other people from other places, but as a Nigerian here, there's a little bit of take fashion for example. The typical average girl or lady in Lagos or Nigeria will be like have expensive human hair and want to wear the latest fashion, and we're like kind of channeling or pursuing the West or America specifically in terms of our fashion choices. But here I'm seeing lots of women and ladies going about with their natural hair, maybe relaxed hair at best, lots of braids happening. People are really chill about their looks here compared to Lagos, where, oh my god, Nigerian women are on their fashion. Like lashes, nails, everything is like popping like this. It's intense out there in Nigeria, Lagos especially. But here it's a little chiller. I mean, they do their hair and makeup and skincare and all that, but it's not as frenzied. Let me put it that way. Before I move on from the topic of the people, there's something that I also noticed living here or visiting here, all these past few months. So when you hear about African time, you guys, African time is bad, right? In quotes. Ghanaian time is even worse. Like the laid backness that you experience here, even though it's good from the point of view of the Nigerian, I feel like most people think the Nigerian way of gra and aggression is not the right way. Let's agree that. But here there's a little bit of laid backness to the point of tardiness sometimes. Like someone says they're going to meet up with you on Tuesday at XYZ time. I have found that not only will the person not reach out to you on that Tuesday, unless you reach out to them, they'll come very, very late. And there's a slight lack of urgency in how they move here, and it's not a bad thing because again people are going to live and adjust their personalities according to the environment. So I get why they're like that. But for someone like me that if I'm trying to meet up with someone, I want to know, okay, what day of the week and what time, and they'll be like, why are you worried about time? In my head, I'm like, I need to know what I'm doing on what day at what time, just for me to plan. Maybe again because I'm an entrepreneur, so time management is a big deal for me, and I'm just someone who prefers to plan. Here it's hard to pin people down to a particular day and time, and it's just very difficult to pin people down to time. Even on dates, you guys, it's like they are just people here, they are really, really, really laid back. So if you're gonna come here or live here, just be aware of that slight lack of urgency. So you might need to chill out a lot and be a little bit more chill about appointments and time and all those things. Now, regarding the landscape of the place, one thing I love about this place is the greenery. Like compared to Lagos, where everything is like concrete and dirt, this place is relatively cleaner, calmer, quieter. You find lots of streets and houses here with flowers and plants and greenery, and I actually love. That's one thing I hate about living in Lagos specifically. Like it's not as bad in Abuja and some other places, but Lagos is like all the trees are like cut down and nothing is green there. But here there's lots of greenery, and I love it. Like even the major roads have their trees, and I'm in heaven every time I go past someone's house or a road and I see flowers and colors and green. It's just beautiful out here, you guys. And the houses are so cute. For example, in Lagos, like almost all the modern houses are built in the same way. There's like a homogeneity of design going on in Lagos. Like literally all the houses, all the flats are like boxy, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. Is more or less the same, like copy and paste. I feel like Lagos houses are actually ugly compared to here and some other places I've been to. At least even the older houses are well maintained, and you can see like difference and uniqueness of design, like balconies and even spaciousness. Like I'm hearing that some of the newer houses might have the same boxy designs that Lagos houses have, but for the most part, the houses I've seen here, most of them have this unique, slightly oldish vibe to them, and I love it. The next thing I want to talk about is the currency. You guys, Accra Ghana is expensive. Like if you're coming from the west, or I mean if you're spending dollars or euro or pounds, I guess you have a ball here, because as at today, let me just check. As at today, the exchange rate dollar to CD is about, yes, about 10 CD. So $1 is about 10 CDs, and CD to naira as at today, because the CD has kind of become a little weaker in the past few months. But when I first came here, it was about 100 naira. Like one CD was 100 naira, which was crazy for someone like me coming from Nigeria and exchanging naira to CD. The cost, I almost lost my mind. But right now it's about 50 naira thereabouts. So the CD has kind of gotten weaker against the naira this past few months. Like many countries in Africa, we all know what forex and the economy is talking about. So let me not get into that. The exchange rate aside, cost of services here, it's like super crazy. Like when I first came, I remember having to go and do my nails, for example. Okay, so for context, I live in Lagos, and I live in like the middle class, lower class area of Lagos, so a little bit of trenches. I don't go to the expensive places to get my nails done. Of course, Lagos has like a wide range of amount. If you want cheaper place, it's there. If you want expensive, it's there. So let me say the nails that I do in Lagos for let me say 2k 3k, like simple regular nails in Ikeja, 2,000 3,000, let me say 2,000, right, the lower end here. So if I use that exchange, it should be about 20 cities, right, guys? The typical smallest nails we're going to do here is about 50-60 cities, and this is because I don't live in the very expensive parts of Accra. Where we're staying is like kind of middle class, so I didn't go to the very expensive nail place to get my nails done. It was like simple press on, no acrylic powder, no, plain simple nails like I always do. And here they charge me like 50. So the lowest you're going to get is 50 CDs. You can go as high as 300 CDs. Again, if you're spending dollars or pounds or euro, you're enjoying. But if you're spending naira or you're spending CD itself, its services are so expensive. Housing also is more expensive here compared to Lagos. Let's say a 2-bedroom flat in Lagos can cost you like, let me see, if you're paying like 1 million naira. Here, you'd be paying like the same equivalent, you're paying like maybe double that price, depending on where you're staying. Like houses here can go as high as you wouldn't believe. You guys, every price you can think of, for food, for housing, for clothes, for services, just get ready, it's very expensive. The next thing I want to talk about is the food. Yeah, so when I first came here, I was happy to try out local food, because again, I knew I was going to live here for the long haul. So one of my plans was to get integrated very quickly, and food is a very important part of any culture. Like if you go to a new place and you want to know about the people, you try and study the food and try and taste it. So I've tried to taste a few Ghanaian food, very few, too few actually, and I didn't love it. Not because the meals are not good, but my personal taste, even back home, my personal taste runs toward the spicier side. Like I like my meals very spicy, and I'm not very adventurous with food, so it's been hard for me to adjust, because the meals here, the little that I've tasted in a couple of restaurants, I didn't like because they were not spicy. So they don't eat spicy food here, even though by their standards here they say it's spicy, but for me, I taste it and it's like, where's the spice, where's the pepper? So if you're someone who is from where I'm from, I'm Igbo, I'm from the southeast part of Nigeria, so we eat a lot of vegetables, we eat a lot of spice like pepper and all these things. Here you struggle with vegetables. Like most of their meals don't have lots of green vegetables like how ours do. Like our soups, for example, we have lots of vegetables. Like practically all our soups, like all our meals, have a huge base of green vegetables. But here it's not like that. So I've been struggling a lot with that, you guys. As far as the pepper goes, like I said, this is my personal preference. I prefer my meals spicy. So I think I will try to maybe try a few more restaurants and see if I have a different experience, or maybe learn to cook the meals by myself. But someone who doesn't really mind your food not being very spicy, you'll be fine. Like there's lots of fish here, there's lots of they eat corn a lot, they have their swallows, there's fufu, there's wache is the most popular. If you've not heard about wache, it's like one of their most popular meals here. And I've tried wache from a couple of places, the same experience. And the way they eat here, I'm gonna try and put a picture or video if I can get some on the screen while I'm speaking. but the way they eat wache, for example, is like you have a collection of so many things on the plate, and that's not how my own like how I love to eat personally. So it's like you find the rice and the beans, and there's avocado, and there's eggs, and there's all these things on one plate at the same time. So I've been struggling, you guys. I've been really, really struggling. That's not how I like to eat, even back at home. Like, it's just my personal preference. This sounds very, very trivial, but for me, living here long term, you have to think about the food, because there's no point coming all the way to another country and not enjoy the food, you know. On a light note, one thing you're going to find a lot of when you get here, if you come to Accra, is cats. You're going to find lots and lots and lots of cats, you guys. There are so many cats out here. Just for background, I'm Nigerian, Igbo, Christian. So if you know anything about also, if you're from outside, you know that cats are not exactly our most favorite kind of animals. There's like bad PR around cats, and I believe it's like, you know, medium for witchcraft or something, and it's really ridiculous. But cats are not something that most of us are very familiar with, coming from where I'm coming from. It's like you go to a regular like a store to buy something like a neighborhood, and you just see a cat chilling on the counter, and I'm like, now I'm used to it. But the very first few weeks and days when I got here, I was like, wait, what's going on? And everybody's like chill, like people are just chill. There are stray cats everywhere, cats that no one even knows, you know, who it belongs to. I guess it's a good thing, because one plus side is like they won't have rats. I don't know if there are rats here, but I'm not seeing any rats that came to Accra. I guess all the cats kind of detect rats, but yeah, there are lots of cats here. So if you're a cat lover, you're going to love this place. One other thing that I really like about this place, and I'm somehow I didn't mention it earlier when I was talking about the landscape at the place, is the power supply, you guys. I mean, maybe I've gotten used to it now, but when I first came here, my mind was blown. I know they have good power supply here, or I've heard before I came here, I heard that they had good power supply, but I didn't realize how much of a difference it will make in the quality of life. Nigeria, like, God, when? Because they have such good power supply here, you guys. So if you have any concerns about power supply, this place, like, I think I can count how many times we've lost power since I've been here, like, and every time they'll take it, I think it's usually pre-announced, and then they bring you within a reasonable time frame. Sometimes it's just within minutes and it's brought back, and it just makes so much of a difference in the quality of life. It makes everywhere quieter. Just imagine not having to hear generator noise like for miles, you know, and it just contributes to the quietness of the place. So Accra as a whole is way quieter than Lagos, than Nigeria, generally speaking, if not for anything, just for that generator noise, you know. And we minus that, it's just a quiet place, you guys. If you're someone who likes to live in quiet places and you live in Lagos, if you can't leave Lagos and go outside of Lagos to go and live maybe Ibadan or somewhere quieter, Accra is a great place because it's super, super quiet. Even the roads, like, people don't, you know, use their horns crazy. I think you can drive for, you know, many of meters and not even hear anybody like honking crazy. Like, you hardly ever hear cars just, you know, pressing their horn just like that. Like, unlike Lagos where it's horn galore, here the driving is quieter. There's way less traffic. Like, you can usually drive for like an hour and not experience any unreasonable traffic. Like, of course, there's traffic lights, so you might need to stop for a few minutes here and there, but nothing like Lagos at all. So going about is way easier. Going about is way peaceful. There's it's just calmer and saner, you guys. There's lots of saneness here, lots of quietness, lots of chill. Yeah, that's basically been my experience so far. I'm still learning, I'm still growing. I hope that I'm able to explore other parts of Accra and even outside of Accra as time goes on. So if you are watching this video by any chance, and you're a Ghanaian or you live here, I'm open to making friends and meeting people and going to places. If you have any activities, what's popping, anybody that wants to meet up, be friends, you just hit me up in the comments, send me a message on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram mostly. I'm going to leave my details on the screen, so you can just, you know, hit me up. I'm open to meeting people aggressively now, so hit me up. All right. I hope nobody takes any offense to anything I've said in this video. It's all just my objective observation, my experience here so far, and I hope that I continue to have a good time here in Accra for as long as I stay. So let me know what you think about this video. Leave me a comment. Give the video a thumbs up. And I make minimalist style, beauty, lifestyle, creative bits and bobs of different kinds of video, but mostly from a minimalist point of view. I was living in Lagos, now I live in Accra, so That's what I do here on the channel. If you like what you've seen so far, please watch my other videos, subscribe, hang around, share my videos, comment, all that good stuff. I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye.